Man, it's awful quiet. The shop hasn't been opened yet. It's a whole different atmosphere. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So glad you're here. I am here opening up the shop like the old days. And there's a lot of switches, a lot of plugs, a lot of things to do when you get here in the morning to open up, usually. And you get kind of used to things, you know, but it's no big deal. You just adapt. We're gonna spend a day in the shop. We got a Kia Soul left from yesterday we're taking a look at. Racetrack coffee today, nothing to brag about. It's alright, not as good as Dunkin'. And like I said before, if you guys watch my videos a while, for me the Dunkin's a treat. So I try not to get it every single day, because then it's not really a treat, is it? It's like eating potato chips and ice cream cake every day. It's no longer a treat, it's an addiction. Anyway, that's just my theory on it. You guys tell me what you think. I'm not here for philosophizing, although you may get some of that. We're not here for my aged wisdom. You might get some of that too. We're gonna fix cars, learn things, have fun, let the sunshine in. Watch the bunny rabbits. They love Corvettes apparently. He's right at that front bumper of the Corvette. It's gonna be, we'll be short-handed today. New guy's on vacation for a week, so I think he's today or next Wednesday or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do less flat repairs and oil changes or something, but I'm not really sure. Whatever. I'll do flat repairs and oil changes, whatever we need. I'm the yes man. I'm the go-to guy. I'm gonna handle it. No matter what you throw my way, I'm ready to go. That's what I do. That's why it's called making it work, right? Really wet and muggy this morning. It's around 79, 78 degrees and like, I don't know, 138% humidity, something crazy like that. And you can see everything's wet. It rained a lot of the night. So now that the sun's coming up, it's going to start cooking that moisture off the surface. And it will be warm and muggy today till it rains again. Around 2 or 3 o'clock, we'll see what happens. But stop flapping, get this place open up, and see what we can do to make it work today. Stay tuned. All right, where we left off yesterday, I was wondering if someone removed refrigerant from this car because I can't find a leak anywhere, but it was low, just not empty. It was way undercharged. It probably only had a few ounces of refrigerant in it. Very strange. It held a vacuum overnight. I charged it up. The air works. So we may have to do one of those evac and recharge with dye and see if we can find the dye another time. Because right now it's passing leak tests, no evident dye. So, you know, you could run around in circles for hours on something like this, or you can say, maybe someone took refrigerant out of it, let's charge it up, add some more dye and see. Eventually, you're gonna find dye somewhere if it does have a leak. So, I sent them the report on this car. It is in rough shape. In yesterday's video, I showed the axles are torn, the tires are literally bald, wipers are no good. A lot of little things wrong with it other than the AC. The crank sensor problems it has intermittently doesn't start. The crank sensor signal is so weak that it'll start sometimes and not start sometimes. It'll even shut off. Even if it starts, you go try to drive it, it'll shut off. So I asked them if they wanted to do where we test it with the scope and see what the pattern looks like. If it's not showing the right amplitude, then you know the sensor's bad. You also can check right at the PCM and see if the signal at the crank sensor and at the PCM match, and if they do, then the sensor's the problem. By the time you go through all of that on this car, it's literally 10 minutes to put a crank sensor in it. So that's probably what we'll do. We'll end up throwing one in it, see how it does. I started it yesterday, drove it in like nothing was wrong, and then at the end of the night, it was like 5:30, I tried to start it and see if the air worked, and it wouldn't start. So we had no crank signal on the scan data. Anyway, now you're caught up. We'll see what happens with this car. All right, we're gonna do the crank sensor. I already did the evac and recharge. 2 axles in the front, and the customer's gonna do the rest of it himself. He's a mechanic, which, I mean, I don't blame him for that. He's gonna get the tires somewhere else and the wipers and something else he's gonna do himself, I think it was. This car's been sitting a while, you can see. Let's get the wheels off there and get started. front axles and rear brakes. Front brakes are in good shape. The backs are definitely close. Uh-oh. I think my little clipper doodle stopped snappering. Don't worry, they'll sell me another one. Spider's nest, we don't want none of that. This bracket was bent way back, and this hose was being stretched, so I'm kind of trying to find a compromise here. It doesn't seem like it's perfect, but I'm gonna take these strut bolts out to get the axle out. The ball joint on these, the stud kind of goes at an angle, and if you've seen other videos where I did axles, that stud being at an angle will fight you. It's got to be pretty straight. If it leans in at all, it's a real bear to get it out of the muck. So it's easy to do that. There's no adjustment slots in the strut, so it shouldn't affect the alignment. I think he's going someplace else for the tires and alignment anyway. I normally like to turn the nut instead of the bolt. You guys know that. But I thought these were the same size, and they're not. And the socket I grabbed fits the bolt. So we'll be all right. A little traumatizing to the OCD, but we're going to work our way through it. Now, take some leverage off of this. I don't want to hurt this. I'm going to take this 10 out of here too, so there's no. This hose has already got weird loading on it. Kind of strange. Do this. It's no longer taking a load. Kinda. Oh, there it is. That's better. Maybe get a love device. Where did I put it? Some cars that thing's kind of pressed in there, some cars it's not. It'll come out with a couple of taps, then I'll get the air hammer and a center punch in this little divot. The axle's got a little divot in it. If you have to really hit it good, don't keep smashing it because the threads around the outside won't be happy about that. Axles are on the way. I gotta disc lubricate this too. I knew there was something else holding it. This is the best job I've had all week. I'm pretty excited. Now, I kind of like to wait till the axles get here before I pull this out in case the transmission fluid starts coming out. Normally the fluid sits right at the level of the axles, so you'll get a little trickle, or but some cars the fluid level's a little higher and you'll get a quart out of that. We'll see. Probably couldn't hurt to drain some fluid and put some fresh transmission fluid in it too. It's got some miles, 133,000 miles on this car. Might as well start these rear brakes while we're at it. Waiting on the parts and get this car all stripped down while we wait. One of the nice things about these Kias, they're super easy to work on. Everything's pretty straightforward, makes sense in my mechanical brain, and that's all that really matters. Yeah, it's on there pretty good for now. I'll show you the brakes. This is about when I like to sell brakes. If someone's in here and they're you know, they don't come in very often, especially we don't ride them all the way to the bottom, but I definitely don't feel guilty selling them. I mean, they're down there. That's right about the width of my pocket screwdriver, so feel pretty good about that. No guilty conscience here. But what I do not like is the dry contact points. Look, well, Do we need to beat that dead horse? That ship, has that ship sailed? These pads are frozen in here pretty good. So, it's not dragging the rotors anymore though. Don't worry, we're gonna remedy that too. Let's do the thing. What about that little brake hose? He's fine. It's not as tight as it looks. I saw you typing. This a little bit. Make sure it's popped in. The rest is easy, allegedly. You might notice too, the suspension's going down, not up. Weird how that hose is. I guess the only thing this hose has to allow is for the caliper to go this way. This one has to allow for the wheels to turn, so I don't want to mess with it too much. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be, but the other side's the same way, so. Not a lot of room for my tool. Oh, you rookie. Now, where were you? Got an axle nut, got a shiny new one, comes with the axial. Got some 10s to put back in. One more of these, we'll jump back on those brakes. Maybe the crank sensor will be here by then. This is very easy, very productive work. Taking care of the customer. Not making your brain melt, overthinking tons of things. Pretty cut and dry. Torquing stuff, checking fluids, things like that. Not really hard. Very desirable work. Find out what that torque spec is. 140 to 180 for most cars. If you don't have a torque wrench, you go 3 ooga boogas. You can't over tighten these. Hey. You can't over tighten these and overload the bearings. So you gotta be careful. 198 foot labs if I can get this to go. We were like 196. Perfect. That's a strange parking place with all them parking spaces, but oh, what a world. We got brake parts. Axles are in. I got to torque the wheels when I let it down. I think these pads come with new hardware. We'll see. I know they're in a very, very, very fancy box. You guys might have seen this on the last brake job I did. Look at those sons of guns. These are front pads. So I hope the rotors are for the back or something at least. Can't let them know about that. It's funny you ordered the front pads and rotors with a rear brake service. That's really funny. Well, kind of funny depending on your perspective. But in the meantime, I'll let them know about this. That's just parking brake shoes. They're really important if you live like on a hill or something. You park on a hill or you have an inclined driveway. You can add the brake to the parking pin. You got two ways to hold the car. I gotta let them know. We'll see what they want to do with that. In the meantime, I'm just gonna clean up the pad bracket and stuff. They're pretty nasty. I gotta save the hardware because you don't know what we're gonna get yet. There has been instances where I have to restore the hardware a little bit, which basically means clean it and lubricate it. Pretty rusty, but the slides are all pretty free. So all that's in good shape. A little bit of grease. I'll wire brush this out, put some grease in there. When the hardware arrives, we'll see what we get. Spilled a little water, nothing to worry about. Then we'll get this crank sensor out. I don't think it's coming till the end of the day. But until there's something else to do, 10mm bolt right here, and then it slips on that bracket up top. The harness is about 6-7 inches long. Fairly easy. All I need is a 10mm and a little electric ratchet. Why does that feel like it's gonna break? Let's soak it. We got plenty of time. Let's soak it with some deep creep. And we'll do the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. See what happens. Maybe I wasn't patient enough. That's a bummer. Let's hope it rusted to the crank sensor, not the cylinder block. We don't have a lot of options. The car doesn't run half the time or more. It doesn't run 75% of the time apparently, more I'm told. Hopefully it's rusted to the bushing in the sensor, and once the sensor's out of the way, it'll unthread from the block, right? Is that overly optimistic? You'd have thought 10 minutes of soaking would have been enough. It needs about 10 hours probably. Yeah, correct. Brakes. Thank you, sir. It's out. What we gotta do now is get that broken piece of bolt out of there. Let it soak a little while you do your brakes. You see this bracket up here? It's not down here. There's two different length bolts. That's the little stuff you gotta watch for. Oh, you also gotta watch, make sure you put grease on your new hardware. Just a little bit so Jimmy doesn't complain that you didn't do it on the internet. So that's the short one. Pretty tight squeeze, which to me makes the greasing part even more important. They do move and all, they're not stuck. And I am using a that one's a little tight. That tells me I'm going to have to put a file, take this bracket back off, and file underneath. I wire brushed it and it looked clean to me, but there's got to be just enough expansion of the metal, and I need to file some more clearance. This pad's okay, this one is too tight. So we'll pop this back off of here and do a little bit more prep work. It's got to be better than that. That's why, you know, just knocking out the brakes, that's the easy stuff. but knocking out the brakes correctly, that takes a little bit more patience and experience, and you gotta watch YouTube videos, that's all. It really does not look bad. There's no loose rust or scale. All that roughness that you see is grease. Kind of strange. I think I'm going to file the pad down a little bit, make the pad not so tight. Pop this back together and work on that pad a little bit. See how it's not flat all the way across? I'm just going to take it down until it's flat all the way across. I'll probably take a little bit off that side too, and then we'll see how it fits. Perfect. I'll take it. Not concerned about the parking brakes for now. He doesn't use them. So now my concern is getting that crank sensor bolt out. We got time to keep soaking it. I'll keep trying it, soaking it. Maybe I'll use my mini electrical work torch, that little mini one. Try to warm that area up a little bit, get it to soak some of the deep creep in. But for now, we're going to get these bald tires back on here and torqued. Alright, all the wheels are torqued. Everything is coming up roses over here. I got another Kia to work on. You're not seeing double. Oil change. So I'm just going to knock that out real quick. We'll see if we find any work on it or do anything else to it. And we'll let you know. Inspection and oil change. It's only got 39,000 miles on it, but it's been through some stuff. It's like a 2017. See if some inductive heat will help. It is, oh, the car did the oil change on. He sold 4 tires. It has 1 new tire on it, need 3, but I guess they want them to match. Cool, an upsell. 4 tires, 1 hour. Oh, and an induction service, 1 hour. Used to pay an hour and a half, but that's all right. What are we gonna do, huh? You do what you gotta do to make it work and to get broken bolts out. Tires aren't here yet, so I got some time. We'll play with this a while. Ugh. I don't have a good vibe, but we'll see. I'm going to keep heating it and cooling it and putting deep creep and heating it. Try to get it to loosen up. Tapping it with a hammer will sometimes help shock the threads a little bit. Jace having a mental breakdown, I think. Okay, we got most of the bolt out. It wasn't easy, wasn't a fair fight. And now I got to clean up the threads at least. Make sure that crank sensor's not going to fall back out once it gets here. Man, I got a feeling we're going to get a rainstorm. Slide some of this stuff out of the way. Clean it? Okay. Tires are going to be here in 20 minutes. We are going to get a rainstorm. Saw some lightning earlier. Maybe we'll see. Ooh, it does thunder. I saw lightning right out there earlier. It looks like it's moving that way though. I'm going to jack this car up. This tire is brand new. I told them 3 tires, but like I said earlier, I think they want to match it maybe. For me personally, I'd have found 3 Blackhawks. But that's just me. I'm gonna set this lift up. I'm gonna put the camera out, see if we can catch some lightning on camera, and I'll edit it down. Man, it looks pretty serious. Oh, we got one. I don't know if it showed up or not, but I saw it. Straight down the ramp. The birds don't even know what to do with themselves. They're all scared. They seem to actually enjoy the wind and when it picks up. You'll see them just out floating in the wind, playing around. They're not worried about it. Fast and Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse guy. Man, it is whipping back here. Look, it's messing my hair up big time. I'm gonna have to gather it up into a ponytail. Joe's doing tires on a Jeep, like 33s, so I'm gonna help him with that. I'll film it maybe just a little bit here and there. I think service manager's helping him mount those tires. They got the big air cannon out because the tires don't want to expand onto the wheels and stuff. I'm not sure if I want to film it, but it's pretty funny. I wish I could. We'll see. Two babies working all day long. He's knocking all day long. That's lots of money.
2.5, get it right. 2.5.
How long do you want to put in 4 spark plugs, you know, when you can do this?
0.25, get it right.
1 hour for 4 cylinders.
Oh, you got to shake and shake, huh?
She can even want to mount the Kia tires. I've been dealing with some vibration. You can see the truck out there. Jason's about to buy himself like an $18,000 toolbox. Oil change guy's been making too much money apparently. Try to talk him out of it. It's not working. Well, all we can do now is a wheel alignment. $18,000 for a toolbox. It comes with the cart too. It's matching. Oh, goodness gracious. Get ready for a caster sweep. Here it comes. He said, I saw you got the tires done. You doing alignment? I said, no. Why? Am I supposed to do an alignment? There's a second page. I didn't know there were 2 pages. So, wheel alignment. Luckily, she didn't leave yet. Well, that's cool. Sounds like it's even out, which is what I suspected, but I'm not sure if I even got to lock the wheel. Let's take a look. Nope. Left front camber, not adjustable. I need a camber kit. Well, it needs a camber kit to do the camber alignment stuff to get it all green. It's got to go about 1/2 degree positive. We got to get it underneath -1 degree. So we got to get rid of 3/10, which means a slightly smaller bolt up top, straighten up the wheel a little more. So we'll see if she wants to do that. Well, I was waiting to hear on the camber kit on the alignment. They handed me the crank sensor. I'm guessing that means put it in. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fire this thing up. You guys nothing. Might be in business. All right, the moment of truth. Ha! Now I just gotta let her run a little while. See how she does. Just in case I didn't say goodbye in today's video on Thursday. A lot of stuff went down at the end of the day. So we closed up kind of abruptly. I don't know if I got to say goodbye. So I'm gonna record this here video just in case I didn't. Appreciate you watching. Make sure that you check out the Amazon store. You can use the support. Really appreciate you guys. And more than anything, I hope I see you in another video, because you'll torque the like button before you leave, and you're awesome.